And we are live. Welcome to Odd Shopper Live, everybody. A very, very brief instance of Odd Shopper Live. We're going to be here. We're going to zip through everything we can find today. It's essentially just college football and NHL. No NBA games today, but I'm going to do this one way or the other. I'm Josh Engleman, by the way. You can follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. If you're watching on Twitter, on the Odd Shopper feed, well, then follow me at Josh Engleman. If you're watching on my feed, follow Odd Shopper. I know we're going to have a thin crowd here today. I do. People are taking the day. They're out boating, doing whatever they need to do. But we need to address yesterday. That's really why I'm doing this show, to talk about yesterday. Now, PrizePicks didn't go our way in like a pretty aggressive fashion. We took an L on everything. We went 0 this is incredible. We went 0-5 on the card we built yesterday. Lively ended up out. But that's not why I wanted to do this show. So I'm going to pull it up now on the old cell phone. And then you guys will probably understand quite well why we're doing what we're doing. I'll turn the phone on so you guys can see it on the screen. This is what we want to talk about. So you can see it there now. But we went 5-0 on Betr yesterday. We hit AD under rebounds, Franz Wagner under assists, Mikal Bridges under assists, Josh Hart under rebounds, Grant Williams under rebounds. 5-0 on Betr yesterday, and that's a 10x payout. Part of me wishes we went for the 20x, but can't be greedy. So right away, man, that's awesome. If you're playing on Betr, if you tailed that yesterday, if you play on all of them and you tailed that yesterday, you probably ended up with a relatively profitable day by hitting a 10x option. Great, right? Well, we don't stop there. Because we did the same thing on Sleeper. We went 5-0 on Sleeper, 12.5x our money. I pulled in an extra 500 bones with this one, and it's mostly different plays. Bob Carrington, under in turnovers. AD under in rebounds. Capella under in rebounds. Dyson Daniels under points and rebounds. Trae Young under assists. So yesterday on Odd Shopper Live, we built a 5-pick card on Betr, and we got a 10x payout. We built a 5-pick card on Sleeper, and we got a 12.5x payout. This was probably the most lucrative Odd Shopper Live that we've had. Now, Underdog didn't go the direction we wanted it to go. That was sort of more like the PrizePicks side of this one, and we didn't hit our same game parlay that we built either. But we hit 2 10xers or a 12xer. We nailed yesterday's Odd Shopper Live, and that was sort of why I wanted to pop in here today. Just pulling this up now, the results from Underdog yesterday. We ended up going 3-2. We lost out on Nurk rebounds and Jalen Suggs points. I actually thought we were going to get Jalen Suggs points. It was tracking like we had a shot. Snuck over late. Got the other 3 correct. No blocks for AD. That was never even a sweat. Harrison Barnes barely involved. But that didn't pay us out the way that we were hoping that it would on that 50% boost. But it didn't matter. We printed money yesterday on the show. And now I'm going to take a quick lap through just the Pick'em optimizers and see if we have anything, and then we're going to get out of here. This is going to be 10 minutes. No NBA, But if I can grab something for hockey to sweat today or something, that works. So is there like a bunch of college football today? Am I seeing that? Oh, is that college basketball? Now it's college football. Oh, it's hockey and college football. Got it. How much college football is there today? Anyway, PrizePicks. Kickstart. Nice. Nice. I like to hear it. Okay, we can get a 5% EV card built on PrizePicks for today, and everything is for today's games. We get 2 Ball State plays, which I don't know if PrizePicks is going to let us do, because there's some synergy, so that might hurt our payout a little bit. And then we have 4 NHL plays. At the very least, I'll check it out. It does let us do it, and it does discount our payout slightly. A perfect card is down to 23x instead of 25x. I can handle that. Boom. Look, I'll take whatever we can get. Even on a day where we don't have the NBA, I still want to use the Odd Shopper tools and the Portfolio EV tool to grab something to watch today. PrizePicks or Underdog, Betr or Sleeper going to have anything on the election? Because we could put that in too. But PrizePicks card, locked and loaded. Can we get anything on Underdog? Not confident here. Yeah, not so much. 5-pick card on Underdog is negative 2% EV. Do we have a boost for it? Because that would be awesome. Nope, just NBA. So nothing on Underdog. Let's check Sleeper. Nothing on Sleeper. Negative 6. And then Betr. 6% on Betr means we're building on Betr. So I'm going to hop back over there and we're going to use some of our profits from yesterday to try to win something in the NHL today. Joseph, I don't have a damn clue what either of those two things are. All right, phone's back up. Let's put in this PrizePicks or this Betr card, shall we? Get the hockey piece first. So that's going to be, actually, I got to clear this entry. There we go. So that's going to be Zach Werenski to not get an assist. It's going to be Velarde under 2.5 shots on goal. And then it's 3 college football plays. There's no chance they're letting us do this. So that's going to be Malcolm Johnson receiving yards. I don't expect to be able to do this. So we might have to move some stuff around. Malcolm Johnson needs to be in there. Pickett needs to be in there. Those two are going to be fine. Can we actually add Samanza? No. So we're going to keep Pickett, remove Samanza, and add Elias Peterson, NHL side. Wait. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Still at 6% EV. We can handle that. So I'll add Pedersen in under 2.5 shots on goal. 6% EV. So we'll take what we can get on a day where we don't really have any ability to like enjoy sports today. But I mean, we went 5-0 on Betr yesterday. Share that link. So there's the Betr card. We got 2 in. It's not bad. I mean, on Betr, we did pick up the win. It had been a minute since I hit a 5-0. And by a minute, I mean ages. Look at that. 4-1. 4-1. Ew. 4-1. Ew. Have I ever hit a 5-0 on Betr? I haven't really playing there all that much. A lot of 3 and 2s. 2-pick card. Is there a five? That's the first 5-0 I've ever had on Betr. Hope you tailed. Hope you tailed. All right, so that about does it for the pick'em side of this equation. There are some bets out there if you want to bet on college football or the NHL. Not my cup of tea. I would use OddsShopper for it for sure, but I'm an NBA guy. That's my focus. I like the day off. But we were able to build 2 cards today with basically no sports in 10 minutes. And we're playing with, an extra 11x our money for whatever we did on Betr and Sleeper. Oh, Joseph, rude. They're going to get beat today, man. Liverpool coming off of back-to-back Brighton wins. Anfield rocking. I'm not worried about Bayern. I'd have been a lot more worried about them if we faced them under Klopp. I'm less worried about them under Arne Slot because we don't get forward in the same way. And everything Bayern wants to do everything Leverkusen wants to do is hit that break. And I'm not worried about that as much. We have more back. So I think we win here today. With no issues. Actually, just going to cross my fingers and hope there's some weird, soccer promo today. That would be cool. Ooh. We do indeed have a 30% profit boost. So, seems to me that I'm going to build a Liverpool card. This is not a sanctioned OddsShopper card. I want to be very clear here. I'm going to bet Liverpool because of me. So I'm going to claim that profit boost. And I'm going to build the same game parlay for today. Wait, do I have the game time wrong in my calendar? Yeah, okay. Why is it showing me that the game... Okay, now it's showing 3 o'clock. It was showing 12:45 before. I was going to say, that's weird. All right, profit boost time. We're not dropping a home game. We're going to win. Which means we're going to need a goal scorer. I'm guessing Diaz starts. Lucho back on the board. And then I think we're going to have the ball a lot. So I'm going to get Virgil van Dijk passes over or something like that. Do we not have any? Goals. I don't want a team prop. Are there really not any passing props? That's kind of annoying. I was really hoping I can get Virgil van Dijk passes completed or something. All right, so I need one more. Over under 4 corners. Gets me up to plus 850. We tend to get a lot of corners. Do I get a little riskier? Go to 5? That's where the line's at. That gets me up to 1,200. What can I put on that? 25? Liverpool straight up. Liverpool to win. Luis Diaz goal. Over 5.5 corners. 5.5. It just feels like a lot. Ugh. No, I'm going with it. I'm going to go 4.5. Over 4.5 corners. Gets me up to plus 850. 25 to win 200. Go Reds. Now we're good. Now we're good. That's where it's at, baby. That's where it's at. So, we got ourselves a 30% profit boost on FanDuel for a same game parlay. If you guys want to attack the Champions League today, it's the Champions League. There's lesser competitions where other teams will show up, not Liverpool. However, we got a PrizePicks card. We got a Betr card. That's a decent day for no sports. What would you say is a reasonable sample size for the EV tool to say the tool is or not profitable with a certain bet category? I'd have to do the math on it. I don't remember any of that shit off the top of my head. It's basically just a giant simulation. Just off the top of my head, you probably end up on like even markets. So if we're just talking like normal player props without like a ton of juice on either side, just ballpark off the top of my head, like after 250, you're probably like relatively confident directionally. After 500, I think that's probably speaking close to truth. But really, it's just like a gigantic simulation of all the bets and trying to determine, you know, how frequently does that portion of bets hit a risk of ruin. There's probably calculators out there, honestly, if you Googled it, but a couple hundred at a minimum, and you'd feel really good. You know, like, let's say you put in 10 a day. I think you'll feel pretty good after a month of like directionality, and after 2 months, 600 I'd feel pretty good. I mean, if we're being honest, if we want to be like really tight about it, NBA plays that have been recommended with a 5 odd shopper rating or higher. If you're a $10 bettor this season, we've recommended 1,500 bets, and you'd be up $1,800 if you bet every one of them. As long as you, like, if you're really betting using only this tool, I think it would be really hard for you to be down so far this NBA season. Like, surely somebody is. Like, there's always going to be enough randomness where you just are on the wrong sides of a lot of this. Eckler, I wouldn't care at all about the book. The book wouldn't matter to me at all. For the most part, depending on which book it is, for sure. But I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about like book and prop specific stuff. But just looking at it now, yeah, like I mean, I could plot this where you take every one of these. We just say that the average win percentage is like 0.544. And you just assume that everybody placed that. And then you just randomize whether they won or lost. And you can build like a really quick portfolio of like how many, if you had 10,000 people placing every one of these bets at this win rate, how many of those people, are down X amount of money after simulating them 100,000 times? Yeah, Eckler, I personally wouldn't look at it like that. Because if we think about this, like, for sure, some sites are going to be softer than others. Some are going to have more recommendations. The more public-facing books probably end up having more lines available. But when you place a bet, and like, let's say we have, maybe there's an actual example here. Ben, I'm meeting about it today. So like, here's a good example. Like this play right here, Malcolm Johnson, under 46.5 receiving yards, 4 odd shopper rating on Fliff. The only thing that that's saying is just simply that the Fliff line is most different than the rest of these books. But it doesn't really have anything to do with the play itself. Like, we use all of this data, we come up with our own line, and then we just compare that line to every book. I'd be hard-pressed to think of a reason why a specific book would lose more than others on recommendations. I can't really think of a reason why that would be. So it's not something that I would ever pay attention to. I would mostly chalk that up to like bad luck. Like if I do NBA from last year, I'll set a little bit of a filter to like thin it out a bit. Well, that might be a bad example because every sports book is positive for everything. But like, after the sample gets bigger and bigger, it should all come out in the wash. Like, as that sample rises, all of these win rates are going to end up being basically the same no matter what. I would definitely use it for the categories of props. So, like, if you see that, like, I mean, here's a really good example. Now, this sample is small for sure. And the win percentage on double-double recommendations is like, they're not 50-50 propositions here. We're like, you're like 1 in 3 to win the average double-double prop, but they were down. Those types of situations do carry a little bit more weight to me, because that might just be a weirder calibration on that particular stat. Now, like, as you can see, everything that we touched last year in the regular categories, threes, assists, points, PRA, rebounds, they were all totally fine. Like that all, like they all were directionally accurate. It's the double-double one that was weird. On the point categories themselves, if I saw, 1,000 bets and we were down in points, I would be curious about that. I actually think that there is an NFL one that is like a little weird. Receiving yards or something, maybe? Yeah, so anything with a 5 odd shopper rating on the NFL side for this year. Like, we haven't... That is this year, right? Like, 5 is a pretty big cutoff, but, like, we've only had, like, 60 rushing yard props that got to OS rating 5, and that's down 9. That's not nearly as big of a sample as what I would want to look at. Receptions is concerning for sure. Like, I would, I'd kind of like want to like that one more. But even still, 200 bets is not nearly enough. If I add in anything that was ever recommended 1 or higher, like, that starts to get to a point where, like, receptions is a little meh to me. And this is sort of the thing where, like, as we see this happening, like, we're constantly recalibrating. NHL saves is down 40% and only has 5 bet sample on Fliff. What would you say is a large enough sample to say avoid that category example? Is that an actual example? Because I could talk through it better if it's here. Okay, so you're talking about this right here, the line that I'm on right now. That's what you're talking about right here, right, Eckler? Okay, I would never look at this. Never. The only place that I would look at this is the total line. I would never look at any of the book specific prop stuff. So this right here I wouldn't, Fliff being your book doesn't matter to me at all in this conversation. Only for this example, if you're talking about saves, this is the only line I would care about. And, 85 recommended save plays, like yes, even if you could only bet on Fliff, I don't care at all where you're betting. That shouldn't matter in any way. Because our recommendation is this, we don't change. Our recommendation exists independent of wherever you're placing your bet. We have our truth, and then we just compare that everywhere. It's not going to be all that's doing is just being well, Fliff is a little bit more different. But that has, the implication there would be that, Fliff is more sharp than our odd shopper line. And that's just not going to ever be the case. So I would only pay attention here. And if I saw an 80 pick sample, I would disregard it. Something like points, where you're getting 4,000 at this point through the NHL season. I wouldn't even think twice. I'd fire that blind. Assists, it's close to neutral, but it's also in and around 500. I'd pay closer attention to it, but I'd still be taking anything I could get. But I wouldn't get bogged down on any individual book. You're never going to get a big enough sample for it to matter. Take the aggregate. All right. I've been here for 28 minutes, and I'm not going to lie. That's 20 minutes more than I was expecting to be here. I'm out of here. That's going to do it. I love this show. Tomorrow, we're crushing it. I hope you guys tailed the Betr card, and I hope you guys tailed that sleeper card from yesterday. But tomorrow, we're going to lock and load because we have a boatload of NBA games once again, so long as the country doesn't burn down in the middle of the night. Good luck to whichever side you're on, but I'm going to get on out of here right now. Thank you guys for being here. Odd Shopper Live in the books.